destruction that wiped that civilization out, so that even today, thousands of years later, though it remains a dim memory, you even wonder if it actually existed. You will find more information in the years to come that lays buried in secret chambers in different places on the earth to show you that Atlantis did in fact survive through the ages in some way, shape, or form. You will decode certain things that exist more than you already have in some of the edifices that they left to remember them by, such as pyramids and temples around the planet, and find that there are references there, enough reference to let you know that Atlantis did exist, that it was real. It had reached a pinnacle of civilization, but in starting over and the bloodline being dispersed among different tribes around your planet, the Nephilim did guide to some degree some of these bloodlines, along with cooperation from extraterrestrial sources, to make sure that the bloodlines did not die out, that they were preserved to at least the degree that would allow the collective memory of your species to once again remember that such a civilization did exist, and that it is time again for the idea to come forth, to burst forth, to be reborn anew in the civilizations that you are creating, that now can allow themselves to move forward and expand in more positive ways without drawing upon itself or drawing down upon itself the idea of total destruction again. But again, as we have said, it is not about the idea of what happens to the planet you're on. It's about the idea of learning these things and creating the vibrational frequencies within yourself that will allow you to start aligning with the Atlantean vibrations that were positive and constructive, being those of light instead of darkness, that will shift you to realities in which you can recreate the idea sociologically, technologically, of Atlantis and continue from where they left off, reaching greater heights, greater abilities that will serve all on the planet you have shifted to, the version of Earth that you will experience, and allow you again to open up to the reception of extraterrestrial communication once again, as it was in Atlantean times, and allow you the affinity and the connection to nature that the early Atlanteans had, that allowed them to rise to such great heights, and an understanding of your physical world in terms of your relation to animals and trees and crystals, that will once again open your eyes and open your minds and open your hearts to a new way of life upon the version of Earth that you will shift to by aligning with the positive light energies of early Atlantis before the split into darkness, before the destruction. Moving forward, allow yourselves to feel those ages past as they are here now, as everything is here and now, and connect with those vibrations so that you can move forward and add this frequency to the navigation that you are doing that takes you through various shifting versions of Earth to make sure you are firmly placing your hand on the rudder of the ship you are sailing across this new ocean, this new sea of enlightenment and discovery, to become the new Atlantis of Earth, so that this vibration may truly circumnavigate the Earth and take all who wish to join that frequency along to the shifting realities of the Earths that will be more and more representative of this peace, of this bounty, of this beauty. We thank you for allowing us to share the idea that the Atlanteans in some ways are still with you. And if you begin to truly open up without fear to a new future, to be yourselves, you will find that you have within all who contain any of the Anunnaki genes the ability to incorporate this Atlantean frequency to carry you forward in a positive way. We thank you for allowing us to share this with you. And in return, we ask you now, in what way may we be of service to you? You may begin with your dialogue and questions, if you wish.
Good day, Bashar. I love you so much, and I feel so emotional as never before, I guess.
All right, our unconditional love to you as well.
My first question would be, like, 3 months ago, I came back to Europe, and, well, I felt like forced density. Was it forced density? I felt like it was like a ghost town at first for 2 months or so. And then the last 2 or 3 weeks, I felt more, well, connection with the higher self every day, and or communication, and the outside world was not so ghost town anymore. Can you tell me where I was, or what was this?
Well, again, you are in transition with a lot of other people, going from third to fourth density and allowing fourth density to truly begin to crystallize and solidify, so that you have senses that can now perceive other things, including energy shifts, including the densification or crystallization of fourth density more and more. So you are simply experiencing the extension of your senses to be able to pick up on more things than you could before. Do you understand?
Yes. And is this shift, like, is this force density, this quasi-physical?
No. It's going into a higher level of physicality. You're not going to become quasi-physical as a species until you start approaching the idea of fifth density, which is non-physical. But that's not going to happen for hundreds of years on your planet. But fourth density is a much higher level of physical reality, one of connection, one of creativity. And so the idea is that you are beginning to feel the very beginnings of the planting of the seeds that will grow into a new reality of physicalness that can be, as you say, heaven on earth.
That's great. Thank you so much. And
yes,
2 weeks ago or something, I read a book, Amazing Synchronicities, and I read a book which was written in kind of codes. And I felt so much passion to read it, and I read like 10%, 15%. And then I wanted to go out because I was in my apartment all the time. And when I read the book 2 or 3 days later, I got between some kind of trigger, and I felt like all this vibe, this superpower, this vibration was gone. And I felt not ready for this book anymore.
Well, you obviously got what you needed. There are many sources that synchronistically will come to you. Sometimes those sources only need to give you a little bit of information to take you to the next stage. It doesn't mean you have to absorb everything of what comes to you. You may have simply gotten what you needed and moved on.
Okay. So because I felt, oh my God, have I done something wrong? Now this vibration is gone, but that sounds good. Okay.
All right, but to use your own words, and again, no judgment, but I'm just using your phrase. You have done something wrong by thinking you've done something wrong. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Your first assumption should be staying in a positive state. Whether or not you were out of alignment or out of integrity, that doesn't necessarily automatically mean you've done something wrong, because as long as you're willing to learn from something that might be representative of a misalignment, then you can go back into and maintain the idea of a positive state. But allow your first thought to simply be, all right, am I still in alignment? How can I use this change in my feeling, this change in my circumstance in a positive way? Whereas if you just go into, have I done something wrong, you're automatically going into a negative space. And it makes it that much more challenging for you to get back into a positive space. Do you understand?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Does that help you?
This helps. Thank you so much. And another synchronicity, like 2 weeks ago or something, I felt like I missed a huge, obvious synchronicity. And this was, I want to take it so badly, but because the synchronicity itself gave a time window, I didn't took it at this moment. And then a couple hours later, it was gone.
That's all right. Again, the windows will open up when they open up. They will close when they close. You may not necessarily take the first train that comes along, but maybe the second train will serve you as well. So again, you're testing yourself to make sure that you don't go into a negative space just because you think that you didn't act quickly enough on the synchronistic window that opened up for you. There will be many more windows. Relax. Be kind to yourself. Stay aligned. Stay positive. And open up to the idea of what was it that prevented you from acting on it, to explore your belief systems at the time, because that may be the purpose of the synchronous window opening and closing so quickly, is to give you a chance to examine what your belief systems are about the fact that you feel you may have missed something. Do you understand?
I understand.
That may have been its purpose, to show you that you still have this idea of choosing to believe you missed something. And if that is the case, then the synchronous window opening and closing so quickly has actually served its purpose if you use it that way to explore yourself. Yes?
Yeah, thank you. Now I feel much better, so much better.
All right. Does that help you?
So much. One more question, please.
Yes.
The collective consciousness, when we are more in fourth density, more and more, what's going on with the people? Why are they so different? Like my family, for instance. I kind of know because I shifted, but...
Yes. Well, again, not everyone you know is necessarily going to shift into the new reality with you.
Yeah.
So you will find those that are vibrationally compatible on the new version of Earth that you're shifting to. Those that do not necessarily choose to shift to the new version or a different version, they will not necessarily feel vibrationally compatible with you. That's just the way it works. Everyone has their own path. You have to let everyone choose whatever path they believe at that moment is correct for them, and that doesn't mean they will always align with you.
Hello, my name is Christy. I'm from Wisconsin, and my question is, are all the people in our lives just a reflection, a mirror of ourselves, of the belief systems that we need to identify and redefine in order to come into our authentic selves and truly live the formula? Thanks.
Yes, but again, not everything is a one-to-one reflection. So there can be greater or lesser reasons why people are in your life. But the idea is they are all there for a reason. They are all there for a reflective purpose. But again, sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to do immediately with issues you may be dealing with directly or that are paramount in your mind. They may be there simply as a support system because you need someone there to be able to reflect on what you need to reflect on. So don't always take it as a one-to-one reflection. But yes, it's all an orchestration. There are no accidents. It's all synchronicity.
Good day, Bashar. I'm so happy to meet you.
Our unconditional love and excitement to you as well. What would you like to discuss today?
I want to ask about how I can tell whether I still haven't found out my fear or whether I'm just attached to something. My excitement is around being in communication with multidimensional beings like yourself who are helping us raise the vibration.
Yes, but what are you doing with that communication? What are you doing on Earth with that communication? How are you expressing your passion on Earth to be of service to others?
By loving people in every way, actually. So I'm a teacher, just being with people as they are and knowing. Yeah.
And so what are you confused about?
I would like to be doing it at a more direct level rather than simply my way of being and being with people. I'd like to have a more of a focus.
Well, you're having more of a focused conversation right now.
Exactly.
But that doesn't necessarily serve the people of Earth to continue to have it this way. It's like going to the well to get water, but then going back to distribute it to your tribe. You can't just stay at the well and keep dipping water out of it and not go back and distribute the water. That doesn't serve a purpose. So the idea is you will have whatever direct conversations are necessary, but you have to allow yourself to also trust that your life is unfolding the way that it needs to, and you don't necessarily have to have as many direct conversations as you may think to get what you need to share with others, to be of service to others. You have to trust the way it happens, how often it happens, when it happens, and know that it's happening in perfect timing. Plus, the way that some human minds work, the idea of insisting that it must happen a certain way only gets in the way of the way it's actually happening. So allowing yourself to know that you are in whatever form of communication you need to be to deliver whatever it is you truly need will allow you to experience that connection and communication with other beings in whatever ways actually serves everyone involved, not just the way you think it should be. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
And by moving forward and making sure that you are doing what you say you're passionate about in the most passionate way you could be doing it, with all the factors aligned, what it is you're doing, with whom it is you're doing it, where it is you're doing it, how it is you're doing it, all being representative of using your creative imagination to do it in the way that is truly, fully encompassing the idea of the expression of your passion, will raise your vibration and make whatever forms of communication that serve you and everyone else necessary happen more often. So it's not like you have to single this out. I want it to happen this way. I wish it would happen this way. It's about knowing that it will happen perfectly in a multitude of ways that will actually be the ways that serve you and everyone best. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
All right. Does that help?
It does. But this lingering question around fear that comes up, like, so.
Fear of what?
Fear of unidentified presences in the room with me, and I get afraid, and
Why?
I'm thinking, oh, something's here, and I shut it down.
Why do you get afraid? Why not just go on about your business and let it be what it needs to be? Why do you get afraid? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. And that's the thing. At a conscious level, I can't say it's not that I don't feel safe, that I think someone's going to do something to me. I just have this automatic response of
something doing something to you, or something doing something for you.
Exactly.
But why do you go to the to you instead of the for you?
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, what's the fear? What do you think is going to happen? What are you afraid might happen? Be specific.
This is what I can't tell yet, because
yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Of course you can.
I guess I'm afraid that I'm going to be taken advantage of.
And why would you think you would attract something that would take advantage of you?
Because I'm not
you're not what?
in tune enough. I'm not
You're not in tune enough. You're not aware enough. Why do you think that about yourself? What are you measuring yourself against? This amazing ideal that you're supposed to be. Why aren't you good enough as you are?
I think I should know. I think even just the fact that something's there with me makes me feel like, since I don't know what it is.
But you know that something's there. Isn't that enough? Why isn't that enough? Why isn't that good enough?
I feel like I need to know what it is, that if I don't know what it is that's going on and I can't have.
Then you're out of control.
Yes.
Nonsense. You have a definition that is making you feel that without the conscious mind knowing every single little detail, that something's going to go wrong. That means you're allowing the idea of your physical mind to run the show instead of allowing your higher mind to show you what needs to happen. It means you don't trust the higher mind, and you're putting way too much pressure on the physical mind to think that it has to know everything, that the physical mind is in control. The truth is, the physical mind is not designed to be in control. The physical mind is designed to simply experience what it is that comes into your life as fully as possible. Work together with your higher mind to know that the higher mind is not going to steer you wrong, that you have to really trust your greater self, the total you of the physical and the higher mind, to work together, and that everything will unfold exactly as it needs to if you will relax the insistence that the physical mind needs to know every single detail in order for everything to be okay, which it's not designed to do. That's like saying, in the analogy we often use, that if you go deep sea diving and you use a diving mask, which is only designed to allow you to see clearly what's happening under the water instead of it being murky, it's like saying the diving mask has to know everything you're about to see before you're willing to see it. The diving mask isn't designed to tell you what's coming up or what fish you're going to see around the next bend. It's just designed to let you see whatever comes up more clearly. That's its job, and it's not designed to do more than that. So stop putting so much pressure on your physical mind to do a job it's not designed to do, and let the higher mind take over, because that's its job. Do you understand?
I do.
Are you willing to relax into this understanding?
Yes.
Are you willing to know that whatever comes up has to be for your benefit if you stay in a positive state?
Yes.
Then it will be. Even if it feels uncomfortable momentarily, that's all right. That's just the reflective mirror in the kit of passion showing you that you may be holding on to beliefs that don't work for you, that are out of alignment for you. And when you feel that, go back into the positive state knowing that you cannot experience anything but a positive outcome if you stay in a positive state, because that's just physics. As a teacher, you should understand physics to some degree. So what you put out is what you get back. And so even if you momentarily go into a place that feels uncomfortable, know that that's just there to get your attention, that you're holding on to something that doesn't work for you. Find out what it is by exploring it more deeply. Take the time to do so. Don't rush past it. So even if you momentarily shut it down, go back and visit it later. And understand again that if you explore this from a positive point of view, knowing that anything, no matter what it is, has the ability to serve you in a positive way, then you will start to relax and open up and let it be whatever it is, knowing that it can't be anything but something that will give you a positive effect. Practice that.
I will.
All right, it's up to you. Does this help you?
It does. Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are so welcome. Aveo.
Hi, dear Bashar. I'm Lin from China. I would like to know the difference between being passionate and being reckless. Let's say I am working, and if I follow every urge to check my Facebook or to go online shopping without thinking about the consequences or having an expectation of the results, I would say I'm being irresponsible than being passionate. What do you think? I'd like to know your opinion. Thank you.
Well, since you obviously recognize that there is a difference, I would suggest that you have the capacity to tell the difference and be honest with yourself in your own self-investigation, again, why you're motivated to do what it is you choose to do. Because sometimes you may think it's representative of your passion, but if you have an honest self-examination, you may realize that you're actually acting out of anxiety. So you have to have honest dialogues within yourself about why you choose to do what you choose to do at any given moment. Is it really representative of your passion? Or is it representative of your anxiety, which can cause you to act on things irresponsibly? It seems you have the capacity to tell the difference if you just do a little deeper, more honest investigation about why you choose to do what you do, instead of just running headlong into doing it.